Hey you guys, future NK here, popping into this episode to let you know that I recorded this entire episode without the mic plugged in. Completely my bad. I definitely should have checked. The original track was way too low to the point of you could not even hear what I'm saying. I attempted to use the editing software to fix the episode, which has resulted in it sounding like I have a lisp, which I absolutely do not have a lisp, but it was the only way to get this episode up for you guys in time, as well as maintain the integrity of everything I said in this podcast. This is one of my favorite episodes I've recorded to date in terms of subject matter, so I really wanted to still bring it to you guys. I do apologize for the less than optimal sound in this episode, but thank you so much for continuously supporting Misunderstood podcast. No matter what, people will commit to misunderstanding you. What's most important is your commitment to understanding yourself. Hello, you guys. My name is Nkirika Madani, known as NK, and welcome back to Misunderstood. You are outside this summer. We are continuing on our summer episode series. I really want to emphasize that this season is for you. Every single season is for you. But something about summer and really leaning into yourself, making sure that you are outside as much as possible and enjoying your life is the goal. And that is what I'm striving for as I bring you each and every episode for this season. Before we begin, please take some time right now to rate Misunderstood, this podcast, 5 stars on Apple, Spotify, wherever you are listening. This helps the show so much. A lot of people don't understand how much it really does help the podcast. So please take some time. If you've listened to even one episode, take some time to rate this podcast 5 stars. It goes so far, and this is a tangible, free way you listening right now can help the success of this podcast. Also wanted to give a quick plug once again for the Geneva group chat. This group chat is formulated for the podcast and welcomes anybody who is a listener of the pod. If you want to talk to and potentially meet like-minded women in this space, the link to join our Geneva group chat is in the description of this and every single podcast episode. Now, let us get into this episode. I want to take you guys through my summer bucket list. I've been making a bucket list every single season so far. I made one in winter, I made one in spring, and I just made my summer bucket list yesterday. And I'm very, very excited to share this with you all. This bucket list encompasses a lot of things in New York City, where I reside, but also things outside of New York that I do want to hopefully get done, as well as items that I can do in the comfort of my own apartment, because I understand how important it is to connect with myself on a very relaxed level. I don't absolutely need to be outside all the time to enjoy my time. I can enjoy my time in the comfort of my own home, doing very simple, regular things and romanticizing all of it. Please take any and all inspiration you want from this episode. If you want to use some to make your own summer bucket list, I highly encourage and recommend it. I think it's so much fun to do this activity. So let's begin. This is also my longest bucket list I've ever made. We have 25 items, so strap in. Number 1, sunset at Pebble Beach. If you don't know, Pebble Beach is in Brooklyn. I have been saying this on my YouTube vlogs. I've been saying this to my friends who I've met in New York that I want to spend more time in Brooklyn. And I'm hearing every other day that Brooklyn is where the fun is when it comes to summer. There's so much fun to be had outside of Manhattan. I love Manhattan. That's where I reside. But there's so much we can do and see and enjoy outside of Manhattan. Not only Brooklyn, I want to spend more time in Queens. I want to really get outside of the confines of where I'm comfortable. So with that being said, I will be spending a lot more time in Brooklyn this summer and beyond, and I'm really looking forward to it. I saw a TikTok 2 weeks ago about Pebble Beach. I didn't know what it was until 2 weeks ago. It has the most beautiful view of the Manhattan skyline. The sunset in this TikTok video was unreal. That already convinced me to go. I love a good sunset, and I think sunsets are so integral to summer, longer nights, and just enjoying the natural beauty of the sky, of the world, truly lights my soul up. Number two, take a ferry ride. I took a ferry ride last summer a few times and I loved it. The last ferry ride I took was from Wall Street to Red Hook. And if you don't know, Red Hook is also in Brooklyn. But overall, I want to spend more time taking different forms of transportation and make it a whole moment, make it scenic. Being on the ferry is so, so beautiful. Yes, it probably takes a little longer to get where you want to go, but honestly, who cares? As long as you are enjoying the journey, literally enjoying the journey. And wouldn't you rather be on a ferry than underground in the stuffy, smelly subway? I think yes. So if you're in New York City or if you have access to a ferry in your town, I highly recommend switching it up and taking the ferry instead. Also, last year, me and my friend Julia, we took the ferry from, again, Wall Street to Governor's Island, which was so much fun. Honestly, I have to do that again this summer as well. At least in New York City, the ferry ride is not even that much more than what you would pay for the subway. If you have the opportunity, do it. It's so scenic, it's so relaxing, and it's so fun. Number three, attend a state fair. This one is particularly connecting to my inner child. When I was younger, I grew up in an area really close to a really famous state fair, which was the Puyallup State Fair. And I loved going. That was my favorite thing to do at the end of every single summer before school started again. They had the most amazing scones that I still dream about to this day. And I love doing all of the fair games. I love getting a funnel cake. I love so many aspects of a fair. It's so wholesome. It really helps me reconnect with my childhood. And I have not been to a state fair since then. So we are 2 decades overdue. I believe that there's one in New Jersey. I'm not sure if there's one in New York. There has to be one in New York, probably not in Manhattan, but my goal is to go find the nearest state fair and go attend, even if it's by myself. I am so looking forward to it. Number four, roller skate. I grew up roller skating. Fun fact about me, I used to be on a speed skating team when I was 10, 11. I was very, very good at inline skating. During COVID, I bought some roller skates. They're bright pink roller skates, which is so on brand for me. And that was my little escape from the craziness that was the pandemic. I brought my roller skates to New York, and I have to say, I have not used them as much as I want to. So my goal is to definitely roller skate at least once, but possibly roller skate at least once a week while it is amazing weather outside. I have so many areas around my apartment that I can comfortably skate. I will definitely be taking advantage of that in the coming months. Also, something about roller skating is just so cutesy. You're literally wearing skates, rolling around. It's so fun. Want to wear cute outfits when I skate as well. This is inspired by me visiting Venice Beach in California a long time ago. And there's a culture and a community around skating, which I think is so cool and so unique and so fun. And all these girls were wearing the cutest outfits, the cutest shorts, the cutest socks. They had bows in their hair. You better believe I'm going to be taking part in that. Number five, Central Park Darty. If you've never heard of a darty, it literally means day party. And one thing about this girl, I love a day party. I prefer day party overnight every single time. If you ask me to go out during the day, I'll most likely say yes. I'll move things around to attend because I love the atmosphere of a day party. Just think about it. Basking in the sun, we can see each other perfectly because it's light outside. We got the DJ going, we got the music going. We are just having a good old time. And here in New York, Central Park is the perfect backdrop for a day party. Get your blankets, pack some snacks, pack some drinks, pack a speaker, and you can just be there for hours and hours and hours. No capacity limit. I want to organize a Central Park Darty. That is my goal. That is the plan. It's a little plug. If you're in the Misunderstood Geneva community, you will probably see that coming your way very, very soon. So make sure to stay up to date with the events page to see when I will be having one. Number 6, use my passport. It's a non-negotiable. I love traveling, and we will be talking a lot about travel in the next few episodes. I want to use my passport as much as possible, and I completely understand traveling is such a privilege, especially post-COVID, where prices are so much higher than they were before the pandemic. But I do try my best to get out and see the world at least once a year. I do believe that it is very possible to still make trips happen on a budget or make trips happen within your capacity if you plan for them. 2 places I've been really wanting to go specifically this year are Toronto and Ireland for various reasons. Toronto, I think, is a perfect solo trip place. I've seen so many people take a solo trip there in the last few years, and I believe that's my next location. Time will tell. And Ireland, I have a very specific love for Ireland, Irish people, and the culture itself. And mark my words, I will go to Ireland this year. So important to remember that summer is probably the best time to travel, probably the best weather. It offers a lot more amenities and excursions in these destinations that you're traveling to. If you do anything this summer, try your best to save up for a trip. We are at the beginning of summer now. Plan for the end of summer. Put some money away each week. Do heavy research to find a place or a destination that is within your budget and make it happen. You deserve to take a trip. You deserve a summer vacation. I know we're adults and the concept of a summer vacation isn't really a thing anymore, but we can bring it back. We can make it a thing. Take one trip this summer and you will be so happy you did. Number 7, a thrifting day. I think thrifting is so much fun. I'm not the best at thrifting though. I want to say that. I have been hanging out with a lot of girls who are really, really, really good at thrifting, which is definitely helping me and encouraging me to be more patient, find pieces that I can wear different ways, and really think outside of the box in terms of how I thrift. But overall, I think that the concept of thrifting is really, really fun. Go with a friend, grab a matcha before, and just spend a day bopping around different thrift shops. Me and a friend went to a few thrifting stores in Brooklyn. We had so much fun. We literally made an entire day out of it, which is highly recommended. You get to hang out with your friend, you get to find new pieces that you can add to your closet. I think it's the perfect summer activity. Number 8, outdoor movie night. This is a quintessential summer activity. Just think about a nice, cool summer evening. You have a blanket, you have snacks, you have drinks, you're with your friends, you're solo, but you're watching a movie that you love. A throwback movie, a movie that you loved as a kid, and you're watching it again as an adult on a big screen around so many other people who also enjoy that movie. Something about that hits different. Last summer, I went to the Bryant Park movie series here in New York. If you don't know what Bryant Park is, it is a beautiful, iconic park in the middle of Manhattan, and they have a summer movie series each summer. So last summer, I went to go see How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which was my very first time ever seeing that movie, which is so shocking, but it was so much fun to see it for the first time on this massive screen around so many people who also love that movie, literally in the middle of New York. It was so special. It was so much fun. This year, the schedule is already out for the Bryant Park movie series, and I'm already attending a few of them, and I'm so excited to meet some girls in the Geneva group chat for that activity. If you're not in New York, I highly recommend just looking up local outdoor movies in your area. I believe that the outdoor movie concept is now pretty common, so I absolutely know that they are held in many other places around the country. If you're looking for something to do that is a little out of the box and a little different than your normal day-to-day, this is a perfect thing to also help you spice things up, kind of freshen your activities for the summer. Number 9, a lake weekend. I am already planning a trip to go visit one of my friends back in California, and we are going to Lake Tahoe. I've talked about Lake Tahoe at length on my YouTube vlogs. It is one of my favorite places in the entire world. It is actually my happy place, one of my happy places. I have been going to Lake Tahoe since I was 22 years old, and it holds such a special place in my heart. I have countless, quite literally countless memories at that lake. This is one of the most beautiful lakes in the entire world. I know how beautiful Lake Tahoe is, and every single time I get to go back, it is such a treat. So I cannot wait to go this summer, hang out with my friend, and literally just relax by the lake, in the lake, tube, swim, enjoy the most beautiful, pristine water and freshest air, hike, and just unplug. I've been really, really craving a weekend that I can fully unplug. And Tahoe is one of the best places to do that. It doesn't have very great service, which honestly is great because that allows me to actually unplug, be present with my friend, be present in the most beautiful place ever, and really recharge. If you've never been to Lake Tahoe, I highly recommend going. You will not be disappointed, and I can promise you that. Number 10, a Hamptons weekend. I live in New York. We have the Hamptons. You can say whatever you want about them. I do enjoy taking a trip out east as much as I can in the summer specifically. There is just such an energy around the Hamptons in the summer that is unmatched. I got to go to the Hamptons for the very first time in 2023. A guy took me. We can talk about that in a future episode, possibly. But that was my first taste of the Hamptons, and I was quickly obsessed. Hamptons is very expensive. There's definitely a scene there. What I will say is now having been there 4 times in the last 2 years, you can do Hamptons in a way that doesn't feel so forced and it doesn't feel so pretentious. There are so many little mom and pop shops that I love going to support. Also, the beach, incredible. Cooper's Beach specifically, the most beautiful beach in New York for sure. One of the prettiest beaches I've ever been to. You can do nightlife if you want to, but something that I really enjoyed about the Hamptons each time I go is the elevated dining. Like I said, everything is expensive, so just brace yourself for that. But I love that the dinner is the party. I don't have to go out until 4 a.m. I can go get dressed up, have a lovely dinner, have drinks, have shots. There's a DJ. Everything happens at the dinner, which I actually prefer. You can really take your Hamptons weekend and do anything with it. I do highly recommend, if you've never been, go for the story. Go for the plot, go just to see it and try it out and form your own opinion about it. But I cannot wait to go back to the Hamptons a few times this summer, and I possibly will be planning something around getting a group out there for an extended period of time. And if you want to hear more about that or learn more about that, remember to be following me on my social media because I will be actively talking about that very, very soon and seeing what comes of it. Number 11, a beach day. When I moved to New York City, I was happy and sad. I was happy because I love the city so much, but I was a little sad because I moved from California where I had the most beautiful nature and surroundings and scenery at my fingertips. And I thought by leaving California, I was leaving all of that behind, which made me sad. But now being here for 2 years, I'm learning that there are so many places that I can go to feed that craving of the water and of a beach day. Last year, I went to Rockaway Beach for the very first time. I went by myself. I learned that you can take the ferry there. I took the subway there. I went for Memorial Day weekend. I spent an entire day at the beach. I had such a fun time. It was really, really nice weather. And honestly, it was very similar beach atmosphere to the Hamptons. So if you don't want to spend the money for the Hamptons, go to Rockaway Beach if you're in New York. It was a beautiful beach. I am also hearing a lot about Fire Island, Shelter Island, Jones Beach. These are just some of the places that I'm hearing from locals to go there for your fix if you want the beach, the water. I will definitely be taking all of their recommendations and hitting those spots up this summer. Number 12, visit Maine. I have wanted to go to Maine for years. I recently read the book Happy Place by Emily Henry, and that book is set in Maine, which further validated my want for going to Maine. And I'll say it right now. This is the summer that I'm visiting Maine. Even if I go solo, I will happily road trip up to Maine and spend a few days there. I'm very looking forward to planning that trip. If you've been to Maine, let me know. I'm already looking up a lot of different recommendations on TikTok, on Pinterest to help me start planning my trip. Number 13, play tennis. I think tennis is super fun to play, specifically in summer. You get to wear your tennis outfits. Also, in New York specifically, the US Open, which is a tennis series, is every August. Just more of a reason to get in your tennis fix in the summer. I have a few tennis skirts, tennis dresses that I cannot wait to break out and go play. And I have a friend who loves playing tennis as well. And we already planned our next friend date, which will be to play tennis on the east side. I'm so excited. Number 14, go to an outdoor concert. There is absolutely a different energy when it comes to a concert outdoors as opposed to indoors. You cannot convince me otherwise. Something about the open air, being outside, listening to an amazing set, listening to live music hits different. This is why I love music festivals, by the way, because music festivals are outside. Coachella, Outside Lands, Gov Ball, just to name a few. But I absolutely need my yearly fix of an outdoor concert. It hits my soul differently. It really, really, really does. Look up artists in your area, people who you've always wanted to see, and you may surprise yourself with who's actually going to be in your city or nearby where you can go attend an outdoor concert this summer. Number 15, rooftop bar hop. I love a rooftop. Who doesn't? Especially in the summer. Something about the sun hitting your skin while you're drinking your favorite beverage, that's a different type of serotonin. This past weekend, I went to Berry Park in Brooklyn with a friend, and we were on a rooftop, and I had my favorite summer beverage, which is a Hugo Spritz. All right, let's break it down. A Hugo Spritz is different than an Aperol Spritz. Hot take, maybe, but I don't like Aperol. I'm not a big fan of an Aperol Spritz. So the fact that a Hugo Spritz is on the rise and people are finally giving it its flowers makes me so happy because I've loved a Hugo Spritz for a while now. Hugo Spritz is Saint Germain instead of Aperol, the main difference. So good. I had one on the rooftop this past weekend. It was incredible. There was also a DJ on the rooftop. It was poppin'. We had such an amazing time. So when I say rooftop bar hop, this is my ideal situation. I want to start at a rooftop. It doesn't matter which one. Start at a rooftop around 1 p.m. and literally rooftop hop maybe every hour, hour and a half until sunset. So that's a good 6 hours of rooftop action, hopefully listening to a DJ set, being social and mingling and flirting and having a good old time with my friends, meeting new people. That is my ideal situation. Mark my words, it's gonna happen. Number 16, Brooklyn Block Party. Back to what I said at the very beginning of this episode, I want to spend more time in Brooklyn. That is the goal, and I am actively fulfilling that goal. I have been going to Brooklyn a lot lately, and I am so happy about that. When I moved to New York, so many people told me, wait till summer and then go to Brooklyn, and you'll understand why people love New York. My last 2 summers here, I didn't really know a lot of people. I didn't have a lot of friends. And honestly, I was too scared to venture out there by myself. Now, coming up on my 3rd summer in New York City, I have people who I feel comfortable to go out in Brooklyn with and enjoy myself. That's a really good feeling. I will report back on my social media, most likely on my YouTube vlogs, of the Brooklyn block parties I do attend. But essentially, a block party literally is just shutting down a street in Brooklyn and having a having a day rager. We're drinking, we're listening to music, we're mingling, and we're having a good time. And all of that sounds amazing to me, and I will definitely be partaking in them this summer. Number 17, a summer movie marathon. I have wanted to do this for a while. I've actually never done this before, but it's so simple and it can be done in the comfort of your own home. I want to get a list of at least 4 movies that I can watch on a Saturday. Block off an entire Saturday and sit and watch movies all day. And here's the kicker, they all have to be summer related. The first movie that sticks out to me that I actually love to watch every summer is Aquamarine. Love that movie so much, and it is a quintessential summer movie. Now I need to just figure out what other movies make me feel that summer energy and add them to the list. Get some snacks. My couch is super comfy and perfect for sitting for hours and hours. Literally just have a day in my apartment to myself and enjoy these nostalgic movies that I grew up loving as a kid. Actually, I should make that a requirement. They have to be nostalgic movies. Another thing that is perfectly timed here, my favorite movies were created between 2000 and 2010. It is a fact. After reviewing all the movies I have ever loved so much, they were all created between the year 2000 and 2010. Something about that decade of cinema, they knew what they were doing. They were doing it right because it hits a different emotional level. They are so beautifully done and they're so pure. And I'll probably take you guys through that on a YouTube vlog. But I cannot wait to do a movie marathon and really connect with my summer energy. Number 18, watercolor painting. This is tapping back into my inner child. I grew up loving drawing. I loved coloring. Something about painting makes me feel specifically like I'm leaning into summer. So when I think of watercolor painting, that's something that I absolutely want to do. I haven't done watercolor painting since I was a kid in school. We're bringing those activities back. We're doing the things that we used to do as a kid that we loved because we can. Because we have free will and we can do whatever we want. I'm going to be looking into Amazon and buying a little watercoloring kit and maybe a watercolor notebook and just free drawing, or going on Pinterest, looking up on Pinterest different sketches that I can draw based on some summer moments, and listen to music and drink some Prosecco and have a good old time. Number 19, popsicle mocktails. You can also do popsicle cocktails, but I'm going to try to do a popsicle mocktail. This is inspired by one of my first rooftop bars I ever came to in New York City before I even lived here, which is called the Loopy Doopy Bar, and it is in a hotel near Battery Park. I love this place. I've been there a few times, again, all before I even lived in New York City, and they are known for these really big popsicle cocktails, rosé, prosecco, and then they put a full-size popsicle inside of it. And let me tell you, they are so damn good. They're like $30, but they are so damn good. And I thought, wait a minute, I can do that. That's so easy. All I need to do is get the beverage and get a popsicle of my choice. And one thing about me, I love a popsicle. I love the fruit popsicles, like the strawberry popsicle, my favorite. Also love the mango ones. Popsicles, obviously synonymous with summer. You catch my drift. Having a fun beverage that I can drink at home that can either be a mocktail or a cocktail sounds so much fun to me. And I cannot wait to dive into that and make one this summer. Number 20, try a new run club. I've talked about running so much on this podcast, and I will continue to do so because clearly it's something that I really enjoy. And what I will say here is running has made me feel so good about myself, and it's just really elevated my everyday. And I want to also use running as a way to meet more people and be more social, which is a perfect use of free will. I'm hearing a lot about different run clubs. I go to a run club currently, still be going to that run club, but I do want to try a new one because why not? Just switch it up. Just try something new. If you're in your running journey, if you are looking for ways to meet more people and be more social in that effort, I highly recommend looking up run clubs in your area. You'll probably be surprised. There are run clubs around you that you probably don't know about. You just haven't searched for them yet. And summer running is really freeing. It is hot, a little humid, but just make sure to have your electrolytes as always. Something about running in the summer for me that's really fun is that I get to wear my cute running sets. I get to wear cute shorts, cute sports bra, make it a whole thing. Be social, meet new people. I'm all for it. Number 21, the New York City summer streets. So New York City does this every summer where there are 6 or 7 weeks of the summer. They shut down specific streets in all 5 boroughs for activities that New York City plans. I did not get to do any of them last summer because I was in and out of the city, but this year, I'm going to pre-research and commit to attending one of the New York City summer streets because it's just one of the many ways New York shows up for its people. So amazing to have a city that cares so much about cultivating events for the community. Number 22, Grand Banks is a restaurant bar in Tribeca, but here's the thing. It is a boat on the water near the pier on the west side. I went for the first time in 2023. It was absolutely gorgeous. I went at night, but I would love to go during the day or possibly also for golden hour sunset. I think it would be really pretty then as well. They have amazing drinks, great food. It's very scenic. You are literally on a retired boat while this is all happening. Changing up your scenery is the best part of trying new things, exploring. If you've never been to Grand Banks, you should absolutely go. It is one of the most beautiful, fun experiences that I've had in New York so far. Number 23, Coney Island, games and fireworks. Coney Island is very touristy. That's not a bad thing. Went in 2023, I went in 2024, and I'm gonna go again this summer. A carnival, arcade, amusement park, galore. They have Nathan's Hot Dogs there. That is where the very first Nathan hot dogs stand originated. And I love hot dogs. That's another thing about summer. Summer, like barbecuing, hot dogs, sign me up. So I will be getting a hot dog. I will be playing the arcade games. I will be going on some of the rides and I want to see the fireworks. They do fireworks at Coney Island every single weekend throughout the summer. Super fun. I love fireworks. It just brings back, again, that nostalgia. So I cannot wait to take a trip. Coney Island is deep, deep, deep in Brooklyn, pretty far away from Manhattan, but it is worth it. If you've never been, it is really fun to just spend a day there and feel like a kid again. Number 24, make a summer playlist. I believe every season should have an anthem, a soundtrack, and summer obviously needs to have one. I love curating a list of songs that make me feel really empowered, really leaning into my hot girl energy. This is a playlist I would listen to for getting ready to go out or literally just going on my hot girl walks. We need a playlist for our hot girl walks in between listening to Misunderstood podcast. Take some time to make a playlist of songs that you love. Pull in from all genres, all generations. It is so much fun to have a playlist of songs that you curated that you love. And it also helps you get so excited for the season. And number 25, make a watermelon feta salad. Yes, this is very specific, but it's because this went viral on TikTok 2 years ago and last year. I love watermelon and I have grown a love for feta specifically. I've been using it in a lot of recipes. After hearing about this watermelon feta salad, I said, I now need to make it. The ingredients are watermelon, feta, I believe. There's basil or mint, one of the two, and there has to be something else in there probably. It is a very simple recipe, but just think about it. Watermelon is so fresh. It is the fruit of summer. I think we can all agree that watermelon is the fruit of the summer. And just switching up the type of foods that you integrate into your season helps you get really excited about eating again. I love switching up the type of foods I put into my rotation, especially during the summer, because when it's warmer, you want something that will cool you down. You want something crisp and fresh, and a watermelon feta salad is literally just that. Summer is here. Such a fun season to get outside and explore, do new things, really leaning into yourself with the objective of making it the best season you can make it. I really hope these ideas help you formulate your own summer bucket list, and whatever you do, be as outside as you can this summer. And with that, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Misunderstood. Remember to rate the podcast 5 stars on Apple and Spotify, and follow the show wherever you're listening. Hang out with me on my other socials, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram at nkmadani. And I will talk to you guys in my next one.